Hi YouTube, it's KMC Stilo and I'm back. Oops, my camera almost fell. I'm trying out this new way of filming with this iPod that I bought from Walmart the other day. And I'm on my bed, so it almost tipped over. I'm sorry about that. But I'm back to share with you guys what I have in this pouch. I don't know if you guys remember, but this pouch is something that I keep in one of the pockets of my stationery tote. I showed this in that video, and I said that I was going to do another video to share with you guys what I keep in here. So without further ado, first this beautiful cute little pouch I got in Barnes & Noble. It's a Jonathan Adler pouch and I love it. Let me show the back. And then here, it's just beautiful. I love the color. I'm crazy about this blue, turquoise blue color. And then the zipper has like this little peace sign attached to it, and I just love it. I love birds. And I love this combination, a combination of turquoise blue with this lime green. I've always been a big fan. So let me share with you guys what I keep inside, and this is a look of it. Now, I'm a big fan of watching organization videos. I'm a bit of a hoarder. So I like to keep everything that I have, the varied amount of collections that I have, in order. So I watch a lot of organization videos, and one of my favorite gurus for that is Organized Like Jen. And in one of her videos, she showed how she keeps a notebook in which that she uses to take notes down, or to help her organize the projects that she does at home. And so I kind of copied a couple of her ideas, and maybe even some other ideas from other videos. I'm not sure. As I go through this, I will let you guys know. But this is everything that's inside the pouch. Let me just go through everything real quickly. I keep this cute little Ziploc bag, and I just keep little highlighter, Post-its, some paper clips, and one of the mini whiteouts that I bought in Staples, which I love. I need to go back and buy backups of those, because I keep one in my travel Filofax little pouch, and then I keep this one here, and they just work like so wonderfully. I was using like some that I found in the 99-cent store before, but I've been very disappointed with those. Like, they work a little bit, and then somehow like the tape gets messed up and it doesn't work right. So, but these I love, so I really recommend these, you guys. And they sell them in Staples. They're called Oops, and I think they come in a pack of three of these little mini ones, and I truly recommend them. They work great. Another thing that I also keep in here is this other Ziploc bag with stickers, just in case I want to decorate my pages. And then I also keep this other pouch, which has this is a ruler back here, and I use it. I will show you guys what I use it for. Then I keep some lip pens and some of these pens that I found in Dollar Tree that are by the brand Pro Marks, that they write really well. And then I keep these little mini markers that I bought from a Chinese store. They're super cute. They have bunnies as highlighters, and just some black and blue pens. And I also kind of color coordinate. Like, I use pink for, well, I'm gonna go over that with you guys as well. Then I just keep this notepad. It's just a pad that's filled with just blank paper. When I'm just doing some brainstorming, I'm sorry guys, every time I move my camera moves. But when I'm doing some brainstorming and I just want to jot down a couple of ideas and stuff like that, like for example this that I have here, I just kind of jot it down in here, and then I organize them in my notebooks that I'm about to show you. So that's what this little notebook is for. And then the first thing that I'm gonna go over is this. So this is the main thing that I keep in my pouch. Is this, which I called my personal workbook. And then I started it in the year 2013, and I just love it. As you guys know, I'm a fan of Betty Boop. Mentioned it before in another one of my videos, so I put some Betty Boop stickers to decorate it. I believe I got this notebook, if I'm not mistaken, in Staples, and I love these notebooks. They kind of sell them in different sizes, and what I loved about them is that they have like a little pen loop for you to be able to put your pen in, which is very convenient for a notebook that you are constantly writing in. And so I'm just gonna go through and share with you guys the setup of this notebook that I created, once again with some of the ideas that I got from Organize Like Jen videos. Okay, so I decided when I first thought of creating this notebook, I went through in my head like, what do I want to call it? What title do I want to put? So I did want to put a title in the front of the notebook. And so I thought of my personal workbook, because basically in this notebook, what I do is I take down notes or to-dos or ideas or goals of things that I want to work on at home, like home projects, basically. So I just decided to call it my personal workbook, because also I didn't call it like my personal home workbook, because I also keep in here like personal goals having to do with like myself and my son, etc. So at first, in the first page, I just glued with some tape runner an envelope in here, just so I could keep like certain pages or paper that I wanted to just reference. And then the main one that I keep in here is this one, which is kind of like a little index or guide of the tabs. Yeah, I just wrote tabs that I have in here. And basically when I was creating the tabs for the notebook, what I did was I used this. I made like a little guide first that helped me like divide up what sections I wanted. And then I also decided like what colors, like home projects are orange, personal projects are in pink, and then anything to do, projects to do with my son are in blue. But I'm gonna just, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go over that in a bit. Let me just put this little guide back in there. So this is the first page of the notebook. Again, it just repeats my personal workbook, and then it has the year 2013 because that's when I began to work on it. And then here, while I was working on it, I haven't worked on it this year yet, because the two main projects that I was that I detailed in here, I already finished either all or most of it. So I haven't had time to kind of list and organize my ideas for the next couple of projects that I want to do. So I haven't used it this year, so it still kind of has like my old notes from 2013. But then I do have a dash here, so because I do plan on continuing my projects onto this year. And if they continue on to the following year, I could just write until the year that I end up using this workbook. So I did have like find this little card that has the 2013 calendar, and I decided to put it in here. And so the next section, as you guys see, there's the tab right there, and the heading page is goals. And what I did was I divided up my goals based on the type of projects that I'm gonna be writing in here or annotating in here. So the first section is goals, and then behind that I just put a note to myself, and this is exactly when I started working on this in June. And so I just put my goal for the rest of the year is to get myself and my home completely organized. And then I just put I have a goal for every room in the house, and those will be my home projects. The rest of my goals are concentrated on me and changes I want to implement or work on in my personal life. These will be my personal projects. And so I highlighted my home projects in orange and my personal projects in pink. And so anything that I designate into those two topics will be, the tabs will be in those pertaining colors. And so the next page I just wrote 2013 goals, and the first ones will be home projects or goals. And so I just kind of put every room in the house, like living room, and then I just made like a little list of what projects and goals I wanted to do in the living room. Then, you know, my bedroom, what goals or projects I wanted to do in my bedroom, and then my angel's bedroom, which is my son, the kitchen. So I basically just divided it up into every room in the house, the bathroom, and so on and so forth. So I wrote out the goals and the projects that I wanted to do in each one of the rooms, and then these are my personal projects or goals. So then I'm in my 30s, and my body and face and hair and everything, I'm going through so many changes. And so I just kind of, and I'm starting to see little wrinkles there and little flab there and here and there and stuff like that. So one of my goals that I decided towards the middle of last year was just to kind of try to come up with some routines, so that goes under like my personal projects or goals. So I divided them up into face, body, nails, hair, and then goes into my planner, like what goals and projects I wanted to do pertaining to my planner, my finances, I'm sorry about that noise, it's outside, work, and so on and so forth. So then that whole section was that, just my goals, and it kind of went over the goals for home and the goals for my personal goals and what I wanted and what projects I wanted to work on that. The next tab is my projects tab, and it has two subsections, which is of course home projects and personal projects. And this goes into more details of what I wrote in the goals section. So for example, here we have, I put in the top, I have home projects, then I have another one that says current projects, and then in the back personal projects. So the current projects tab, I basically just put it to kind of help me mark the current project that I'm working on, so I could just go straight to that section where that project is. And as you guys can see, my last project was my son's bedroom, and I pretty much checked off everything. I finished with that project. But basically in the home project section, I have all the tabs in green, and they are divided by all of the sections that I mentioned in my goals section. So I'm going to have living room, my bedroom, my son's bedroom, the kitchen, and the bathroom, which is every room of the house, of course, because this is the home projects section. And so for the living room, I just write down projects, and then one of the projects was room arrangement. I decided to rearrange the furniture, and then I just kind of put a detail of where I wanted to put this and that and whatever, and then once I did that, I would check it off. So that was like pertaining to the living room. As you guys can see, I pretty much checked off almost everything. So that was like for the living room. The next tab is my bedroom, and that's like one of my next projects. And so I will be doing exactly the same setup that I did here for living room. I would put on the top like the project title and what I wanted to do pertaining to that project in the bedroom, and so on and so forth. And once I finished, I would check it off. So then those are all like for the home projects. And let me just take you to the other project that I worked on in the summer was my son's bedroom. So I did that, Angel's bedroom, and then I put projects. And then I just kind of did an overall plan. I kind of put details of, you know, I painted his room while he was away visiting his father. So by paint, figure out if to mix the paint and, you know, stuff pertaining to the paint, and what I did with the room and stuff like that. Wall decor, night table setup, like just kind of little projects here and there that I worked on. And I pretty much finished with that project as well. And so here I have tabs for the kitchen and the bathroom. So when I decide exactly what I want to do in these two sections of my home projects, I'm gonna just kind of write in detail what I want to do so I can work on it. Okay, so the next type of projects again are my personal projects. I haven't really gotten a chance to kind of write in a detailed to-do list or a detailed project setup that I want to do pertaining to my personal projects or goals. But I did kind of already divide up the sections, and of course they're in pink because that's the color that I designated for my personal projects. And I just divided them up: face, body, nails, hair, planner, finances, and work. And so basically once I have a pretty good idea of how I'm going to break down those projects and those goals, I'm going to write them in exactly like I did for the living room and my son's room project. And it makes it easier, like, for me to know what I want and for me to kind of check them off as soon as I do them. And it just kind of keeps me organized and it keeps my mind on track. And I loved using this. It was very, very helpful because it just kind of kept me focused on the project at hand. It also kept my ideas organized. It helped me not have like my brain all over the place. Basically, you know, when it was time for me to start, let's say like my son's room, I already had like a detailed list of the things that I needed to get, the things that I wanted to do, what decisions I had to make, what new ideas I came up with, you know, what I decided to take out. And then this is where this little white notepad comes in handy, because I could just take down like quick notes just to kind of get them out of my head, and then I can go into like my personal workbook and just kind of like be able to write them out in a more synchronized and more organized manner, which makes it easier for me once I get to work on it, to just kind of get the project flowing and ready to do. My next workbook that I want to work on is one pertaining to my hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies. I'm laughing because I'm just like all over the place. This is why I need notebooks, because they just kind of keep my mind focused, because if not, I would just be completely disorganized and going crazy all the time. Because I'm the type of person that I'm very versatile, and I get into a lot of things. I get interested into a lot of things, and so they become hobbies for me. And it's so, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I kind of let things, what's the word, kind of not fall apart, but fall off the, I don't know what the saying is, fall behind. I fall behind in a lot of my hobbies, because they just become like too overwhelming, because I have to do this and I have to do that, and on top of that, you know, I'm a head of household and my son and this and that. So I kind of wanted to do another workbook to organize my hobbies and just kind of keep me on track of what I want to do and what my goals are and what I'm doing, and my time, the time that I spend on it, and just keep me focused on those type of things. So I kind of shopped around a little bit for a notebook that I could kind of be able to do like this type of setup for. So I believe I found this, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say, where did I find this notebook? I think it was in Walmart. I found this notebook. I loved it. I loved the fact that it had like this little elastic to close it in. I loved like how the lined pages were. So I just kind of basically have to divide it up, tab it up into my hobby so that I'm able to properly organize my ideas when it comes to my hobbies. So basically I found these little pockets in Dollar Tree one time, in like that little teacher's school section that they have. So I put this pocket here just in case I want to add like some little paper or notes that I want to have. Then in the back I just kind of glued some sticky notes and some tabs to use in between, like to make notes. And then once I come up with the setup, I'm gonna finish setting it up. This is like another one of those little projects that I want to do, my little hobby workbook. Maybe once I do set it up, I will make a video and share with you guys how it came out. But so far I loved the way that I set this one up. It just worked perfectly for me. Then this is another notebook that I keep in here as well. I found this notebook along with this one that I want to share with you guys, because this one is completely empty, and so I didn't want to go through this one because I'm still working on it. But I found these two notebooks at a dollar store that I was just visiting one day, and I ran into them and I was like, oh my god, like I think you guys already know, due to my notebook collection, that I am an avid, like a crazy notebook collector. And I found these and I just fell in love. First, because this one, I mean, I love how it's kind of like a collage. Like it has stamps and it has sticky notes. And actually I have sticky notes that have like this type of decoration as well. And besides being like so cute and beautiful outside, and this one, like how cool is this one? I just loved it. I can resist everything except temptation. And then in the back, like it has the quote again. I just love that. It's like so old school. But besides the fact of how like nice they are on the outside, like check this out, you guys. It already comes with sections and they're all divided up and they all have like titles. So it's kind of, these are called like my life kind of like journals. And I love the idea of this, and more because it has already sections for notes, to do, ideas, the best, music, books, movies, websites, restaurants, shops, and miscellaneous. So I love this, and I told myself I have to get this and I have to use it. And as you guys can see, the pages are all decorated with the same theme as the cover, which is like even more awesome. If this notebook could be even more awesome, it is. And so I just decided to use it. And let me just kind of show the one that I am currently using. I bought two because I figured once this one is full, I could move on with the other one, and I just couldn't decide which one to get. So I was like, I'm just gonna get both. And this one, just like the other one, the pages are in the theme of the cover. I mean, it's like, I don't know if these are comic book style, but if that's what you call this, but I just loved. So basically what I did to set it up, again, I just glued an envelope here, and I just have like, in here I have this little note that my son wrote that I want to keep as a keepsake, that he wrote it one Christmas, kind of like to let Santa know what he wanted to get for Christmas. And it was something like very sweet. It was something that he was asking Santa to get me instead, so it was just like very adorable, and I wanted to keep it as a keepsake. So basically what another thing that I did was I just put this pen holder that I got at Staples to keep my black lip pen, and I just put some sticky notes and some tabs in the back just in case I needed to use them. And basically what I want to do is just keep notes that I had written in my old planner, and I want to keep handy. So that is why, see, like I just have like several notes. what I'm doing right now, I just took out the pages from my old planner with the notes that I wanted to write in here, and like just notes that I had laying around, and I put them in here because when I get a chance, I'm gonna write it in, because into the section that has that says notes on the pages. And so like for my to-do, I'm probably just gonna do to-dos pertaining like to this notebook. For ideas, I want to write in here and also keep in here things that inspire me. That's why I kind of wrote ideas slash inspirations myself. And I decided to keep this Martha Stewart. It's a coupon, it's expired, but I just kind of liked like the whole setup of these magazine holders, so I kept it in here because they inspire me to do something similar. So I'm just gonna keep in here like things that are for ideas and inspirations. And then of course pertaining to music, I'm gonna just keep in here like lists of songs that I would like to download or just keep or remember the name of, because sometimes, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but there's like a song that you like and you're, oh my god, I love that song, like what's the name of it? And so what I try to do, since as I get older that keeps happening more and more, is like write down as soon as I hear the song or as soon as I learn the title of a song that I like, I write it down. So this is what I'm gonna do in this section where it says that pertains to, you guys see, music. Then in the next section, it's a book section. So I'm basically right now what I'm doing is I write down what I'm currently reading, and then once I finish reading it, I check it off. Then I also did a list, a few pages after that, because I'm in a bid reader as well, and I have a collection of books at home that I'm trying to finish reading, and there's books that I want to buy. So I also made a list of books to research, because there's some books that I see in magazines and stuff like that, or that I hear someone recommend me or hear someone talking about, and so I want to do a little more research before I buy them or before I invest into reading them. So I just kind of write them here so I can write down the name, and then once I have the name, when I get a little time, I research the book, and if it seems like something that I would be interested in reading, I buy it. And then here I have a list of books I want to buy. So again, like once I'm out and about and I decide, oh, I want to go Barnes and Noble today and see if I pick up one of the books that I want to buy, I can take this notebook with me or at least like maybe take a picture. This is something else that I do a lot. Like if I can't take something with me but I need that information, I just take a picture of it with my cell phone, and so I have the list with me. And then for movies, that's right now I'm just writing movies that I want to see. And then I also want to make lists of like movies that I want to buy, movies that I want to look up and research what they're about in case I want to buy them or watch them. And that's what I'm going to be doing in that section. Pertaining to websites, I took out of my old planner, my little Frankenstein planner, the web pages section, because it does have like some web pages on there that I do want to keep. And I also have some web pages that I already wrote down that I'm interested in keeping. Then websites for jobs as well. All of that I'm going to be writing in this websites section. For restaurants, I also want to keep a list of restaurants that I like visiting to, like my favorite restaurants. I also want to do a list of restaurants that I would like to visit and restaurants that I don't, stuff like that. That's what I want to keep in this section. And then over here for shops, I want to put in here flea markets, because I love flea markets, thrift stores, secondhand stores, whatever you want to call them. And there's a couple of flea markets in New York that I want to check out. I checked out like one of them last summer, but this summer I want to see if I could check out a couple more. And so in here I'm just going to write down the names and the addresses and stuff like that, so that once I visit them, I can put like a little check mark. I'm sorry, you guys. And then the last section is miscellaneous. So I wrote on the top wish list. And so I just kind of wrote in here, I have a beauty wish list, and then I'm just going to put like different types of things that I wish I could have, or that I wish to buy someday. So that way I just kind of have all of that information in this one notebook. And I just am